Hey guys, Brian here with BGB. Today I stopped off at the range after work and I was going to make a video, show you guys how I clean the brass when I get home. It was a little windy at the range today, I couldn't get that done, but I did test out my loads. I started loading 40 caliber over the weekend and they came out pretty good. So I picked up my brass, I'm on my way home now, and when I get there I'm going to show you guys what I do to prep my pistol brass to get it ready for reloading. So stick around, and when I get home I'll show you guys what I do. Thanks. And alright everybody, well now we're back in my basement. It's a little cold out in the garage today. That's normally where I'd clean my brass, but since this is for demonstration purposes only, I'm going to do it here in the basement. So the things that I've got gathered up here, I've got my Frankfurt Arsenal quick and easy case tumbler, some Scratch Doctor new finish, that's going to help give you a little shine in the brass there, and I've got a couple of dryer sheets here. I don't normally use the dryer sheets, I do it out in my garage, so I'm not really worried about the dust, but they say these do help stop the dust. First step we're going to do, when I was out at the range, I collected some brass here. I got some pretty dirty brass. I picked up stuff that, just anything I saw lying around, didn't have to be what I was shooting. I always pick up everything that I see, go around, check out the different areas in the club and see what I can find. So it's going to be a real quick video, simplest step in the process here. First thing you're going to do, take your dirty brass and pour it inside your tumbler. Simple. Now, the way that I like to do it, I've got this little timer here. I probably got some lying around from Christmas lights or what have you. I normally set this timer for 4 hours. I'll turn on the tumbler, come back 4 hours, come back the next morning, whatever, and it usually be pretty clean. Some people say they do 1 hour, 2 hours. I just use 4. Simple. I'm not in a rush for it, so whatever. After you put the brass in, I'm jumping ahead of myself here. You can throw in a couple of these. I'm lying. Rip them up, then toss them in. See, told you I don't usually do this, but I've heard it does help keep down the dust. It's going to make some dust. That's why they say some people do it outside, some people do it in the garage. That's where I do mine. You can do it wherever you choose, but the dust from this does have lead in it, obviously. You don't want it in your house. Take some new finish, pour it in, set your time for 4 hours, cover it back up. I'll get it, I promise. Turn it on. I don't know if you can see it too well, but that's the process there. And this is the demonstration. I'm not really going to clean all this brass right now on film, so give me a second here and I'll show you guys how I separate the brass when I'm done. And alright, now I'm going to tell you the truth, I cheated here. I took out that dirty brass, I threw in some clean brass. I told you I'm not going to clean that brass today. I want to get this video done and shot, so I got clean brass in there now. I'm going to show you guys the next step. What I didn't mention before is the media that I use, and I'll show it to you. This is just fine walnut shells here. Try and show it to you guys a little bit over here. Making a mess, but just fine walnut shells. Get it at Harbor Freight. I think it was $25 for a 25-pound box. A lot of people, I've heard, they'll use corncob shell afterwards when they're done with the walnut, because they don't like the finish they get out of the walnut. But in this finish that I get is definitely, can't get a good shot of it, but there, fine enough for me. I don't see the need to throw it back in for another hour with a different media. I mean, you can get a different tumbler for it, swap medias, whatever you want to do. But next thing I'm going to do, I've got this little separator here. All it's going to do is catch the brass, let the media fall through into this bucket. Simple. So now I don't have a lot in here, so I want to do this nice and easy, show you guys how. Note I got maybe 30 pieces in here, but you get the idea. You see how it works. You want to make sure in the rifle brass you're going to get a lot more media that wants to stay in there. It should fall out. Maybe you have two of these. I have a bucket that I like to use with holes drilled on the bottom. It's an old cat litter bucket, square. And what I do is I'll put this on top of it and just shake it up and down, and it'll flip the brass over and get everything out of it. But because I don't have a lot in here today, I'm just going to use this. They also make rotary tumblers. It's just like a globe almost. It sits on top of a 5-gallon bucket, and you rotate it, and the brass rolls inside, and all the media falls out into the bucket. They're pretty good. I didn't feel like not wasting, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to use that word. I didn't feel like spending the money on that. So I just use this stuff I have around the house, DIY. Once you get all the media separated, just dump it back in. Throw your brass in the bucket. Push this out to the side here. Now, the thing that I like to do, first I'll go through all my brass. The 223 brass is simple to take out. I'll grab all that, put it in its own bucket, and I'm going to start grabbing pistol brass here. Now the pistol brass, you definitely, I'm not going to say you have to look at the head stamps, but I like to do it. I can look at them usually and tell what they are. I just like to be 100% sure. I don't want to go throwing 380 brass inside when I'm trying to load a 9mm. It's not going to be pretty. So I can't get a shot, but you all know what the head stamps look like. 40 Smith & Wesson I have here, and I have some 9. So what I do is just separate those into their own separate bins, and pretty much your pistol brass at this point is ready to reload. There's no other steps in that. I'm not going to show you the rifle brass today, but when we get into that, there's going to be a lot more steps involved before you can reload it. Alright guys, so I'm pretty sure I've given you everything that you need to know to get your dirty range brass home, clean, separated, and ready for reloading. So if I missed anything, not sure if I did. When I rewatch it, I'll figure it out, but if I did, I'll leave it down in the comments. So yeah, so I guess check us out on Facebook, Instagram. Give me some comments. Let me know what you think. Share, subscribe, tell your buddies. And there'll be more videos to come. But thanks, guys.